Not muted.
Yeah, Phil's got the Darth Vader white noise in the background. So, welcome back. Wicked Pro's Mansion, Part 2. Brother Alman apparently is falling to the dark side, and none of us knew it. I mean, so last we left off our intrepid, I guess you can call them adventurers, if not extortioners. But they went to Shatter Peak, recruited Constable Harrison, convinced him to follow them on their journey. Constable Harrison, being the brave man that he is, uh, left with a contingent of half a dozen guardsmen and two personal bodyguard ogres. Unfortunately, halfway through their travels, they were attacked, and all of the guardsmen and one of the ogres, under protest, was dragged into Witherpine Woods. Uh, our adventurers jumped into the woods to discover that there were these giant spiders. They encountered these giant spiders, managed to kill one and drive off the others by will and by flame. Brother Alman had his staff melted in half. Uh, our Aurelian, our elven fighter, had his armor damaged and apparently went off to hunt down these spiders, for they damaged his precious weapon as well and is not with the group currently. Pyros, who had driven off these spiders by flame, had his flame go out of control and reconsumed it. A great deal of his concentration and determination focused on retaining this flame within his body. His body is now exuding heat that's visible with the distortion of the air and the smoke kissing off of his flesh. So heading back to the road, the Dragonspine Highway, Constable Harrison is no longer there. With for all his bravery, mustered off with his one remaining bodyguard, Peros and Alman. What do you gentlemen do when you arrive at the Dragon Spine?
I might be a little worried about our constable friend. What do you think, Pyros?
I'm more worried about the shipment than I am about the constable, but
That works for me.
yeah, we should be able to track it from here, I would imagine. The wagon should leave marks.
Yeah, so is there anyone around? Anyone around with a friendly face who might share some information?
Right now, there's the two of you on the Dragon Spine. The road simply goes north, back to Shatter Peak, or south. The nearest fork in the road is the choice, of course, to go through the City of Graves or around the City of Graves to Templeton, before reaching, of course, Hallowed Hollow and the docks.
Alright, so could I closely study the situation? Kind of see where there's more traffic, maybe? Or if there's any, kind of tracks that indicated maybe a scuffle or something was stolen, or...
No, it appears, the Dragon Spine is a stone highway,
Okay.
so there's not, much sign of any tracks at all. The highway is grooved on either side for transportation, for wheels of transportation to sit and go simply along one path. There are no remnants of gear or anything other than what was left at the scene of the crime, as it were. The few weapons and packs that were dropped by the guards when they were dragged off.
I suppose we should gather up anything of any worth out of those packs that we can use. and then continue on down the road because we know which direction the constable took off in anyway.
Yeah, he went southward.
Which is the direction we were heading in the first place, isn't that?
You're correct.
Yeah. So that's my thought anyway. We gather up what we can from the dropped belongings and head south. What do you think?
Sounds good. Brother Almond probably isn't too into material goods, but he'll look over your shoulder and down the roads and whatnot while you're grabbing what you need.
Yeah, I'm just thinking there might be, useful rations and things like that. I mean, hey, they might have some valuables. I wouldn't expect that from guards, but
Rations, yes, we will need those.
Yeah.
I would think you would approve of that, my Dionysian friend.
So, I guess a D2 would be in order to see how many rations that you can find within the goods that were dropped by
D2.
these. Yeah, basically flip a coin. Heads it's 1, tails
I
it's
got
2.
a 1.
Okay, so you find 6 rations, or food that would accumulate to a total of 6 rations.
6 days worth of rations, yeah.
Because sometimes the road, it usually takes about a day and a half. Sometimes if it's a day and a half, you get a little hungry, you want some munchies, right? So they brought about, each one brought about a day's worth of food and drink with them. However, they, unfortunately for them, will no longer be needing it. So while you guys are gathering up these goods, Pyros, please share with us, how does it feel to be having this raging fire trying to explode out of you contained? How much of you is trapped up in there?
More than I like. It's kind of distracting, although I'm trying not to let them see me sweat, per se, but it's kind of inevitable. I already, one of my descriptors, which my companions would have noticed before, is that I have a barely contained rage inside of me. And that barely contained rage is not very well contained at all now. I just look aggravated. I'm scowling a lot. I'm in kind of pain.
Looking aggravated and trying to hide this from Brother Alman. If you remember, you actually have a bond slot open. Did you think of a bond that you could have with Brother Alman for this session?
On the spot. No, I didn't, but I will. I forgot about the bonds things. That's right. Give me a few minutes. I'll come up with something.
Okay, I'll give you a minute. So, Brother Alman, it's not that apparent. The way he's acting is caused by the fact that he consumed this fire, but he does look a bit distracted while he's searching for through these bags and helping you to gather this up.
Yes, I think after being on the road, you'd be able to see the subtle difference. And so Brother Alman would go up to Parabruce and making sure the way is cleared, and just ask him just to sit for a moment and breathe. Being almost boiling over with rage, it's not good for one's soul. I'll even offer him a bit of a little drink to go with it, and just we need your head in the game.
Yes.
Is the drink? What is this drink,
Yeah.
Brother Alman?
It's a very it's a stronger Chardonnay with a little water in it, just to make it last longer. So it's a half wine.
So of a very low proof of alcohol, right?
Yes.
All right.
Not the good stuff.
So yeah, you can take that, calm yourself. a bit. But in this moment, gathering up, you have as a group 6 additional rations. The choices are quite clear. You can head back into Witherpine Wood, back to Shatter Peak, or southward towards Templeton.
Well, I mean, southward was where our journey was taking us, right?
That was your initial
I think
intention.
we do need to find the alcohol. We are on a mission.
Absolutely.
It's the holy purpose we're undertaking. We must not falter.
Holy, professional, however you see it. Yeah, we need to finish the job, or at least try to salvage it.
Now, because you guys did undertaking a perilous journey and you would have made your destination, I'm not gonna ask for yet another one. So you'll get to to Templeton, and from Templeton easily towards Hallowed Hall, and back to the docks and the dock workers union, from which some of you have been either hired or actually a part of. In there is the fat, sweaty, nervous, panicky Constable Harrison, and he's speaking with a very short, young-looking individual who has a very, very bad attitude, and he's sort of cursing him out. Where are my union workers? How could you have come here? We need to. What took you so long with the shipment? Even the ogre is sort of like backing up, not trying to interfere with this short guy.
Do we know the short guy?
Yeah, you know him. His name is he goes by the tag name 2 times.
Oh shit. By the way, tell me how this works for a bond. Brother Almond owes me big time for pulling his ass out of the fire.
Ooh, okay, brother. Yeah, sure.
Is that a fair enough bond? I still don't entirely understand how bonds work, but I know obviously you resolve them and you get experience points for them, but
Yeah, I don't know. Would you be able to resolve it on your end though? Because that would be a good bond for me. Because I'd have to pay you back.
The thing about bonds is that they're a two-way street. So at the end of the session, both players have to agree that the bond has been resolved. So it's a bond he has with you. So he feels you owe him big for pulling you out of the fire. You may or may not feel that way, but if an instance were to occur where he feels that you've done something that would resolve that bond, then at the end of session, when we go through that, we would ask that question, and we would discuss if indeed it was resolved.
That's good. Yes, and Brother Almond definitely expresses gratitude. Not a big fan of spiders.
Yeah, so you know the guy. The guy goes by the moniker 2 times.
okay, and he's currently grilling the constable and his bodyguard.
He's grilling them. He's cursing them out. I mean, he's quite belligerent, and in his belligerence, he's almost incoherent.
Well, I'm feeling a little bit belligerent myself, and so I'll come walking up. Obvious look of distaste on my face. I'll look at the constable and say, "You made me walk fast."
What the hell? And 2 times turns around at you, and he hops up on a table to get within a eye shot of you. Where in the hell have you been? Where's everybody else? What's going on? I told you to go there, figure out and solve the problem, and you go send this fat ass over here, with a late shipment. What's going on here?
Oh, the shipment's here, yes?
What are you, fucking blind? you don't see it here. I mean, it's obviously been taken and stored and set up for delivery.
Yes, my vision is currently being impaired by this blinding hot rage I'm carrying inside of me. So, the shipment has arrived. The person responsible for its delay is also here. The way I see it, we did our job. We lost a man along the way. It happens.
Don't know
He
where
has a
he's
point.
ended up.
He has a point there.
How in the fuck did you lose a man? How? You know what? And he starts like massaging his sort of nasal cavity. Oh,
As we brought the shipment down the dragon's spine, we were attacked by spiders. The reason we've arrived behind the shipment is because we stayed back to fight them off, so that your precious shipment could arrive safely. The other man, well, we lost him in the woods after the fight.
wait. So you're saying a couple of fucking spiders is what
No.
delayed this shipment?
No, I'm saying a whole bunch of giant-ass spiders delayed us on getting this shipment here. As far as the original delays of the shipment, well, you can talk to the fat ass about that, and I'll look at the constable with disdain.
Well, this fucking fat stupid fuck doesn't know shit. And the constable,
Then torture it out of him.
he's just being a blubbering idiot, and again, like I said, the ogre doesn't really want to mess with two times.
Put the tongs in the fire, and then put the tongs against his flesh. He'll remember something.
I need to step outside real quick. My flask is a little running a little empty. I'm gonna go get a refill.
All right. So he's like, two times is rubbing his small little chin. Well, yeah, I don't like to have to go there. And he turns to Constable Harrison. I really don't like to have to go there. I tried not to. You see, we've been doing business for a while, but your incompetence as of late, it's turns to you, Piros. What is that? Unacceptable? Unacceptable? Incomprehensible. That's it. Inconceivable.
It's had a negative economic impact on your business, has it not?
Yeah. Starts
That
rubbing his
sounds
chin again.
pretty unacceptable to me.
The constable is still like a blubbering. I've done. I've lost men. I don't have men of your skill. But even your man here agreed to be the paying him twice as much as normal. And of course, two times looks at you. Twice as much. What is he paying you that the union doesn't handle?
My side jobs are my business.
Well, I know you haven't forgot about union dues and whatnot.
Of course not. As you can see, I've only just arrived back in town. Haven't even had time to refresh myself yet. My payment will be coming forthwith.
All right, and so
Might I make a suggestion?
okay.
Perhaps in order to ensure future shipments are delivered on time, perhaps the constable should stay as a honored guest for some time. And, unless he's an idiot, he probably knows I mean as a hostage, basically.
Well, and again, above all, the constable's getting real. I've got business. I've got really big. He can't handle for that long. I mean, come on now. Shut the fuck up, fat man. Okay? I mean, you wouldn't want to insult me in my hospitality. You know what I'm saying? The ogre's, I don't gotta stay, right? I mean, and he's smiling, and the ogres are obviously nervous around Two Times. So, if you want to fast forward,
Mm-hmm.
what would you like to do concerning either Two Times, Constable Harrison, the ogre, or Brother Alman?
Well, my loyalty lies to Two Times. He's my boss. Even though he's an annoying boss, he's still my boss. And I know what side of the bread my butter is. So, of course, the constable, he owes us a little something as well. But number one, I got to keep the boss happy. Then my next personal responsibility, I suppose, lies to my companion, Brother Alman. After all, we did do battle together on the way here. You know what I mean? There's a bond between us in that sense. Plus, he owes me his life. As far as the constable goes, as long as we get what we need out of him, I don't really care what else happens to him. And the ogre means nothing to me. So, we had to secure the shipments, but now I guess the next step is to make sure that the next shipment arrives on time, right?
Yeah, it's to resolve whatever issue was preventing these shipments from arriving on time or at all. You've come with a double shipment, so to a certain extent you've solved the issue of a delayed shipment. I mean, they've gotten what they needed for the past 2 weeks, but it's all the weeks going forward that's now in question.
So, yeah, I mean, we got the constable here. He can explain 2 times what was causing the delays. He said it was because of the dangers, along the Dragon Spine.
So you suggested nefarious means of extracting information.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not going to give it up, then, ideally, the threat of torture would be enough to convince him to maybe open up a bit. But if not, then, I suppose.
So what is the first step in how you approach these not so kind this not so kind line of questioning?
Oh, is he going to let me do the questioning, is he?
Is what?
And Brother Alman's not here, right?
He can be if he wants. This is the fast-forwarded part. I'm not sure if he wants.
I think when he left, he didn't leave you on your own. He kind of just went around the corner of the building.
Okay.
Things are very intimidating when Brother Elman's around, so he was kind of letting you handle your business. But if you're taking a different approach, he would come and join in.
Right. Well, in that case, Brother Alman, he wears jewelry, yeah?
Some more modest side.
Sorry.
More on the modest side, yeah.
What about the constable? Has he got a lot of jewelry on?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah?
Remember, he has all the gold chains that are underneath his what he's wearing.
Oh, yeah.
He has the gold chains. He's got little pearls here and there, little crystals for buttons, cufflinks. I mean, he is exceptionally gaudy. He's just large, overweight, and sweaty as well.
So we need to get him set a chair. And, Constable, I don't want this to go on any longer than it has to, and I really don't want it to have to become unpleasant. So what do you keep? What's the secret you're keeping? What aren't you telling us?
Are you getting close and doing that sort of?
Oh, I'm very close because
I always talk almost in whispers. So yeah.
Okay, so we'll pause what you did there. Now you said you were there as well, Brother Alman. at this moment, while he's getting real close to the constable, and in his very soft, stern tones, what is Brother Alman doing, if anything, at this point in time?
He's just doing. He's kind of sticking towards the corner, not trying to and give the constable any reassurance right now. He's seeing disinterested, as he is a roadblock in this goal that we have, and so I'm not. I'm trying to give him the impression that he's not going to receive any aid from me.
All right, now, Pyros,
Well.
if you would be so kind as to just roll me 2d6 and add your charisma, if any.
That was not a great roll.
This is just to
me
help
see.
inform me about how to react.
Is a 12? Does a 12 get a plus? I can't remember.
That's
No, it
total.
doesn't.
That's plus
I
your
rolled,
charisma.
I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, so
No.
My charisma's 12. I was just wondering if that gave me a modifier.
oh no, nah. He's Constable Harrison at the beginning stages doesn't open up, but he's obviously showing more signs of sort of panic. He starts unbuttoning his clothing to get some air, pulling at his collar. So without he's offering up information, but things that don't really seem pertinent. Again, I've done all that I can. I sent guard after guard. I've even come with you on the trip. What more do you want of me? What more do you want of me? Please, and pulling at his collar and whatnot.
Since I see Brother Almond is kind of playing good cop here, I'm going to have to be the bad cop. So I kind of walk around behind the chair, and I grab a handful of these chains he wears around his neck, right? From behind, and I pull them back tight against his neck. And I have this ability called Handcrafted. You might remember I used it once before.
Yeah.
And it allows me to kind of work metal objects without fire or tools. So what I will do is I'm going to just tighten these things around his neck to where it's like a really tight, like metal choker. And then I can take my hands away,
And I don't have to hold on to him anymore.
While he's kind of setting this up, I would kind of like to start pouring wine in a circle around the two of them, around their chair, and I'm just going to. I don't even know if I can do this or not, but I'll just tell him that I'm going to pray to see if he is telling the truth or not, and if he's not, I'm going to leave him alone with my friend. Just trying to add a little intimidation to it.
All right.
Additional, even though he's being choked, which is pretty scary.
If you would like to roll me those 2d6 again, and add an additional +2, so I can be informed on where to take this interrogation.
Is that for me or for Brother Almond?
No, for Pyros.
Okay, just double check.
Yeah, Pyros is being pretty.
That's a 9.
Okay, so at this point, Constable Harrison is, what are you? Because you tightened it a bit too tight, and he's reaching and he's gasping for air. And instead of offering up information, he is simply starting to turn a bit blue.
Okay, so I'll bend down again and get right up in his face, and I'll say, what is it you need? What will it take for you to give me the information? And I'm going to do my, what fuels the flame of your desire, which again is my give me fuel, give me fire ability. So he has to answer the truth, even if he doesn't know or would otherwise keep it hidden. He has to tell me the truth.
What was the question again?
The question was, what is it going to take for you to tell us what you're keeping secret?
Okay, very
whether it's
Torture, whether it's
yeah,
money, whatever, he has to tell me.
very desperately, because he's struggling. You hear him say,
Air?
That's what you hear him say.
That's an easy request, my friend.
Okay. I'll reach up and grab hold of the chains again and loosen them up a bit.
And as he does, he's like, ah, fuck, I can't do that. That shit hurt. Basically, he's gasping for air. It takes him a few minutes, and he raises his hand and holding his throat, gasping and gasping. When he manages to steady himself a bit in a sort of raspy voice because his throat was a little damaged from the chains being refitted too tightly.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, you didn't say you returned them. You just loosened it up. So they're still digging into his fat throat a bit, almost disappearing within a fold. And he commences to tell you about how he's been sending out shipments. I'm going to paraphrase it for speed purposes. He's been sending out shipments after shipments. There has never been an issue. A few weeks ago, he sent out a shipment, and it wasn't until someone came on the road going to Shatter Peak that informed him that there was a carriage just sitting there, and it was so ominous and disturbing that they were frightened and didn't touch it. They thought it was a bad omen. He sent his guards there, and the shipment was indeed there. All the people were missing, but none of the hooch, and none of the hooch was touched. The carriage wasn't taken apart. It was still intact, and nothing but the people on the delivery were missing. He says
just on the road.
It was just on the road. It was just on the Dragon Spine Highway. He then attempted again with a second shipment, and he doubled up that shipment. He sent it out, and in his worry, because it was quite odd that everything was missing, he had sent a messenger to Hallowed Hollow to ensure that the shipment had arrived, and within the day the messenger returned stating that that shipment didn't arrive and that it was indeed just sitting there on the Dragon Spine Highway. He went and he got that. That's why he had all this hooch for the shipment that you took. And not so long afterwards, you guys arrived before he could figure out what was going on. And he thinks it has something to do with the spiders that attacked, how they drug off all the guards.
That's it? That's what you were keeping secrets?
Yes, why wouldn't you have told us that? Why were you hiding that?
I think he's lying.
It's been. I'm not gonna use that voice anymore because, again, like I said, I was sick, so it kind of hurts. But he said it's been quite a harrowing experience. You guys, changing metals, choking him, beating him, dragging him from his office, having him, making him suffer through watching these poor men, being drugged into the forest. He didn't know that was information you didn't have. And now he's kind of kissing your guys' asses. He's like, you guys, you're good at what you do. I thought you knew it all. I didn't know I would know anything that you didn't. I came here as a sign of good faith. I didn't know I had things you needed.
All right. Let's get 2 times in here. I'll go get him. I might hurt this man if I stay here any longer.
Oh.
And here. Let me fix that. I reach up and I grab his chains again. And I shape them back into the shape that they were before. And then I'll walk out and slam the door.
All right, cool. Of course, Brother Alman might notice that they're still in the form of chains, but maybe not as expertly crafted. because I don't know if you have a jeweler's background.
Excuse me. Are you criticizing my craftsmanship?
Indeed I am. I don't know if you can concentrate that well on making them perfect.
No, I really can't. In fact, it actually says here that when I unmake these things that I make, I have to. I may be required to do a defy danger in order to do so quickly and safely.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't see the reason for it, so.
Okay, just wasn't sure. Thought I'd be fair and mention it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will leave Brother Almond alone with him for a couple minutes while I go get 2 times.
Yeah, you find 2 times. Eventually you have to wait because he's in a meeting. But he comes out. He greets you. So, everything's good, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure if he's telling the truth or not, but he seems to think that the shipments weren't being delivered because the people who were on the deliveries kept disappearing, and they'd find the wagons on the road, abandoned, goods intact. He thinks it may be more of those spiders. I think what we need to do is provide our own escort for these shipments for a while, see what happens. And not just some of your usual mooks either. You're going to need a couple of lieutenants on this one.
It's like, that's what I got you guys for. I mean, come on. I mean, first off, didn't you kill the damn spiders? I mean, you said you killed the damn spiders. They slowed you up. You dealt with them. It's done, right?
Killed one of the spiders.
We got moves to make here. We got people to please. Thirsty people with a lot of coin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So, how much are you going to pay us to escort these shipments?
Well, first off, that was something you had with the fat man. And I'm still not seeing my dues over here.
How much did the fat man pay me? I can't even remember now.
What happened?
How much did we get paid?
He just said he was going to pay you double. And
so we haven't been
paid. Really good. I don't know about 300 coins in Dungeon World. Coins are like really kind of big. I
presume he hasn't paid us yet?
No, he hasn't paid you guys yet.
We haven't been paid yet. When we get paid, you'll get your dues. So, what you're saying is you're not interested in having us make sure the rest of your shipments arrive safely. That's fine. We can go on and find other work from here. Unless you have something else in mind.
Listen, I know you ain't talking about leaving the Union, right?
No, but I'm just saying, if there's no work, I'll have to look elsewhere for the time being.
If the Union requires you, and he sort of puts a hand on your arm, he flinches back a second because of the heat, and then he just does it anyway. If the Union requires you to do a task, you do the task. I mean, I like you, and he sort of taps you. I really do. You get things done. But this attitude of yours, not so much.
Well, what does the Union require next then?
You were sent for a job.
Yes.
The job is done. The job is done. If you feel that you need to do more, then I suggest you do it to ensure that the job is done.
Right. All right. I'll leave.
Go back to the interrogation chamber.
Yeah. Piro, hold up. I don't want you to leave mad, because like I said, I like you. I really do. Here's what it is. If you swing by tomorrow, I'll give you a couple of hands to help you with your little task. I mean, since you need it. And then we'll go get this thing done, okay?
Sure thing, Jimmy. By the way, I always leave mad. And I just scowl and walk out.
Ow. Ow. Okay. So, you walk out. Do you return to your interrogation chamber?
Yeah.
All right. How does it proceed? Do you wait for the next day, or do you continue on with your line of, questioning?
Well, what do you think, Brother Almond? I'll tell you.
Obviously, Jimmy's going to send a couple of guys with us to take Fat Man back and get the next shipment ready to go. We'll have to get paid, of course, too, by the constable when we go back to Shatterpeak. Shatterpeak, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Shatterpeak.
Well, more coins lead to more donations for me. So he's trying to try to read your face when you're talking about your interaction with Two Time, and just see how mad you are, and maybe imply that Dionysus has many paths we can take. There's not only one road.
Are you suggesting we leave the Union?
It could be an option.
We'll talk on the road.
If you're in the same room with Constable Harrison, are you in the same room with Constable Harrison?
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, he's like, in his voice. Again, it kind of hurts to do it. He's raising his hand very tentatively, kind of shaking. I could use some good fellas of your skill.
We'll talk.
So if you could, protect me.
Yeah.
Well, we can do that at the same time. I don't believe that's a conflicting interest at all.
I think
As long as he doesn't ask us to
leave in the
turn.
morning.
Oh, sorry.
I think I'm liking.
Yeah. No. Yeah. A good night's sleep. A good hearty meal. Much wine. Refill the flasks.
Mhm.
I gotta find another stick. I broke my stick.
Okay.
All right, cool. So you guys rest up for the night. Quick question: how much experience do you guys have currently?
Yeah, I have 5 after last session.
Okay, 5. And you have 3. Okay, unfortunately, it's not enough to level up. I believe
That's okay.
it's 7 plus your level. So if you had 8, you would have been able to go up to level 2. But you guys rest. As you said, you rest. You get a good hearty meal in the morning. However, during your sleep, Pyros, would you roll me a Defy Danger using Intellect? And because you're stunned, it's at a -1 to your roll.
Oh, I'm still stunned, am I? 16 is what, +2? So I'm on it +1 then. That's an 8.
An 8. Give me a second to check out Defy Danger, because I think it's at a cost. It indeed is at a cost. A worse outcome, hard bargain, or an ugly choice. All right. Let me see something. You're sleeping, right? And if you would just take this chance to describe what nightmares you have that involve flame.
So in the nightmares, I'm in my parents' house. It's the house I was in when I was a child. Very young. I left when I was still in the single digits, but I'm not a child, of course. In the nightmare, I'm still myself, but I feel like a child. And the house is burning all around me, and I'm crying and calling out for help. And I see my parents. They're in their room, and they're crying out for help. And they're being choked by the smoke, and the flames are licking up all around them. And I can see the flesh melting on them, and I hear my mother screaming. and she's screaming at first in pain, and then she starts screaming at me, and she's saying, "It's all my fault. It's my fault. I did this. It's my fault." And that's when I wake up in cold sweats.
All right. Now, here's the thing. This is a hard choice that you have to make. You can wake up in your cold sweats, and your body is shaking and shivering, or you could wake up in a cold sweat and your room is on fire.
Ooh, I'll take option B. That sounds interesting.
Okay, you wake up in your cold sweat, trying to gather your senses from this dream, but you quickly notice that it is entirely too hot in the room, entirely too bright in the room, and you are surrounded in flame. The walls, the curtains, the carpet, the doors, everything is on fire. Pyros, what do you do?
God damn it, not again.
You
Okay.
you actually feel better than you did before, so your stunned debility is removed.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Does this count as making camp next to a large open flame?
Don't make
I'm
me
just
laugh.
I wasn't down on hit points anyway, I don't think.
But shit.
Resting
Okay.
at night in general counts as the same.
What floor is this room on?
And this would be on the second floor of a tavern.
Okay. So I see the door. The door is closed. I presume it hasn't burned, fallen off the hinge or anything, or?
No. It looks like the fire started shortly before you actually woke up.
Okay, I'm going to try to use Zuko style to bend the flame to my will. So I have to make a roll plus wisdom.
All right, go for it.
That's a 12 plus, well, plus nothing. Might even be -1 for a 9. I don't know. 9 is, no, it's even. So it's just 12. I rolled double sixes.
You got a 12?
So on a
Yeah, I did. On a 10 plus, the flame does as I command, taking shape and movement I desire for as long as it has fuel on which to burn. So I will move it away from the door,
Okay.
sort of
spread along the walls off to the sides, probably lighting the walls on the other side on fire to other rooms, and I will walk through the door and head downstairs.
Okay, the door is closed.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so how do you open the door?
Is the door's not damaged yet by the flame very much, you said, yeah?
Of course the door is a bit burnt out.
A bit, okay. In that case, then, I will go up to it and I'll try to kick it open.
You try to kick it open?
I'm expecting it to be too hot to just grab the handle and.
Okay, so it's simple. You can just roll a defy danger using strength.
Yeah, I'm not so good at that. That's a -1, I think, isn't it? Yeah. So that's a 5.
Okay, so mark off a point of experience as you go to kick the door and apparently kick the wall next to the door.
Oh, Christ.
And, you kind of missed your mark, but with
goddamn door
jam.
ow.
Ouch.
With this, of course, the heat, you moving the fire around to expedite your escape. Now people are starting to notice that the hotel. Why am I thinking of hotel? That the upper part of the tavern is actually on fire. So there's a commotion going down. People are knocking on others' doors and checking for flames. Your room is starting to fill up with smoke, Pyros, and of course, Brother Allman, you are in the same tavern. This is towards the morning, so you're woken up. You still get your full night's sleep, but this happens before you have the chance to make your prayers. When you're notified that there's a fire in the tavern, Brother Allman, what do you do?
So probably just waking up out of another stupor, not quite as bad as last time. And then immediately, I'm assuming the smell's there, and he can kind of, even though he's not a smart man, he can kind of figure out what's going on. So he grabs his bottle, and he takes a couple of chugs down, and he corks it back up, and he immediately just starts trying to get people out of the building, and trying to grab blankets and stuff to kind of cover his skin, but that all so it can be easily discarded if they catch on fire. And he's just kind of concerned about the people
Now,
there, and of course, and he's going to check on Pyros as well.
did you have any armor that you're leaving behind?
Let's see, chainmail. Yeah,
Chainmail. So you leave your chainmail in your room.
yeah. He's way too out of shape to put it on in time.
All right, cool. So you're leaving just pretty much in your your jammies.
In my underwear.
Yeah. Trying to help people get out. And Pyros, in this room that the flames are beginning to grow, though not consuming the door because you willed them not to. All the burning, you can see that the smoke is starting to build up, and the black smoke, and soot on the ceiling is beginning to fill up and come downward to start filling the room. What do you do?
Right. Okay, this is going to cause problems. So I need to use my head here. So I look around the room for an object that I can use to open the door. I'm looking for something like a coat rack type thing, or the coat stand, or maybe a chair at a desk or something.
Yeah, there'd be a chair. There'd be a wooden chair in there that's probably on fire.
Okay.
Of course it's on fire. So I'll grab the chair by hopefully a part that's not quite on fire yet. And looking at the door and just trying to analyze, okay, where's the weakest point? What part looks to be the most damaged, weakest? Not the door jamb, because that hurt. And I'm going to try to thrust this chair into it to try to smash it open.
Okay, let's say that the chair is on fire, but because does your Zuko style remain in effect, or does it have to be used as you need it? It says.
Just check.
It says that I can. It takes shape and movement I desire for as long as it has fuel in which to burn. So until it burns out.
Okay.
I can roll
we'll just say that the flames sort of gave you a handhold of the chair.
Right.
Before it completely consumed the chair, but the rest of the chair is burning pretty profusely. If you want, you can use the chair as like your own little improvised weapon to smash the door. It would be like a hack and slash.
Damn it, that's strength again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck. See, I was trying to bullshit my way into using my intelligence, Right, here we go. Oh, it's even worse. That's a 3.
A 3. The chair like bursts, leaving just your handholds intact, and it bursts into a quick cloud of flame and splinters.
Pyro starts cursing in some kind of an infernal tongue.
Is Brother Elman notice he's not out yet?
At this point, Brother Alman will be like helping everyone out.
Mhm.
These are like the split seconds and quick moments that are going by. But I just wanted to get your input as to what he was doing. Brother Alman was doing.
New plan of action.
Yeah, because once you know fire, you get to learn that things are on fire pretty quickly.
Mhm.
But escaping the fire is going to take a few minutes because you're helping, the panicking patrons, and some of them are part of the dock workers union, but not quite as skilled in the art of healing or violence as the rest of you might be. So they're just trying to get the hell up out of there, and they're really confused, and you're doing your best to organize them and get them out, like you said. But we'll give Pyros another shot at what's going on. Pyros, what do you do when you smash the door with this chair, but the door wins?
All right, now I'm really pissed off. So now I'm going to seize control of the flames. And where I had moved them away from the door before, now I move all the flames right back onto the door. I'm going to fucking just incinerate that door as fast as possible.
All right. So this is a pretty big change. So this time I would actually like you to roll your Zuko style.
Okay. Okay, and that is, what is it? Wisdom, which is straight, so it's a 10.
You're gonna tell. Okay, cool. So you move all the flames. As a matter of fact, I won't say anything. You tell me. Describe to me how you achieve this and what happens.
So the flames lick back along the wall, burning away the the decorations and everything falling off the wall as it makes its way back to the door, and it all focuses right onto the door itself, and it just heats up almost white hot, and the door just starts to crumble into ash, and then as the ashes start to fall to the ground, still white with heat and burning, the flame then rolls back out along the walls beside the door and begins to start to consume the entire room as I walk out and step over the ash pile and look for the stairs.
All right, beautiful. So you leave the tavern burning.
Yeah, I'll just walk out all cool like a cool guy who doesn't look at explosions, but I'm just, as I walk along, the fires just move out of my way, and I just kind of come walking out of this burning building with a pissed off look on my face, of course.
People eventually see that the last person out, as the flames are growing, because you're walking out all cool. So I'm assuming you're not running, you're not panicking, you're just tiptoeing through the tulips, as it were.
Yeah.
And the whole cool guys don't look at explosions. The fire is starting to entirely consume the top half of this tavern. It wasn't a great tavern, but it was a local spot. And everyone sees that it's you walking out, and you just get like these stares and hushed tones, as everyone apparently knows that it's your fault that this place is.
I look at the
burning
first
down.
person I see whispering.
I look him right in the eyes, and I say, "It wasn't my fault."
They sort of try to avoid your gaze, and then everybody still continues, whispering.
I would like to go immediately
Get out of here.
join my companion and maybe some of the people, if I've been able to help some people out.
Mhm.
And show them that I'm vouching for him. Also, I'm kind of hoping that during while getting people out, maybe some flames had hit his thigh and his underwear had burnt off. So now he's just standing there naked, covered in sweat and soot.
All right, cool. Since underwear burning off is pretty a serious thing to have your balls on fire, roll me a d10 for damage. And in the background, as this is happening, um, the people see ogres sort of grabbing giant buckets of water and trying to help put the fire out. I'm assuming that was a 6 points of damage. Phil?
6 points. Yep.
All right, cool. So you take 6 points as having roasted nuts. Sounds good, but when they're your roasted nuts, it's not quite that pleasant. Ow. So,
Brother
yeah,
Almond, I see you made it out. Where are your clothes?
They're in the building. I got up. I had my underwear on. I thought I was good. I was helping people out. My underwear burnt off. I left my wine inside.
that wasn't the only thing that burned off too. Quite a bit of the hair in that general region is also gone. So Brother Almond, you're standing there naked and obvious pain. There are ogres trying to grab. They're large, so of course the buckets they carry are quite, almost like bathtub sized for you guys, and they're trying to quench the fire. They managed to save the tavern as a whole, but half of the second floor is little more than blackened, smoldering ash at this point in time.
Where's the constable?
You go
Brother
looking
Roman?
for the constable?
Where's the constable?
I don't know.
I think Brother Almond's first going to start helping with the fire, even though it's going to be a pittance compared to what the ogres are doing.
Was the constable staying here at the tavern?
Yeah, you guys had your lock on him, so he had to stay around close by to you.
And he's not out here?
Are you like going through the crowd looking for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. How are you trying to look for him? Describe to me how you're trying to look for him.
I'm sort of pushing through the crowd roughly. I don't give a shit about any of these assholes anyway. Looking for him. Let's see. Where's the fat man? Where's the fat dwarf? He was a dwarf, wasn't he?
No, he was human.
Oh, he was human. Sorry. Yeah. No, the dwarf was his lackey.
Yeah,
That's right. Where's the fat man? Huge jowls. Too much gold.
Too much gold. Everyone looks kind of confused. Like, what fat man? And they start going back and saying, why are you looking for a fat? Why did you burn down the tavern? I mean, I've been going there for the past few weeks. It was a good place. And somebody else was like, man, they had the best rates. They got a place for cheap. Fat man, the fat man, the one that was pushing all the people? Yeah, the one crying like a little baby? Is that the fat man? Is he talking about the fat man? The one with the scar on his neck? Is that the one? I mean, he looked like a little bitch. I mean, he was...
he wasn't little, and I'll conjure a weapon of pure flame.
Okay, so
we're now holding like a...
Yeah, it's a con.
Wow.
7 plus 1, so that's 8.
So what is that? That's 2 hold?
So that means I only get 1 tag. So, let me see here. It begins with Fiery, Touch, Dangerous, and 3 uses. And I get to add a tag to it. I'll just remove Dangerous. So now it's just a Fiery, Touch weapon with 3 uses. So it's like a little cat of nine tails, kind of flaming cat of nine tails type weapon.
Wow. That's great.
Wasn't
You do that.
little.
I told you it was somebody in the back. It's like it was his fault. See, I knew it. I see. Don't. I'll be back. And they start running off. And everybody's like, "Yo, calm down, man. Calm. I told you he was expression. The little bitch expression. He was scared, crying like a child. I mean, he wasn't. I mean, he was a big fat ass, but
Did he come out of the tavern?
Last I seen, he was barreling through everyone. He fell down the stairs, and I was the last I seen of him. I mean, ask. Where do you go? The naked dude that was helping everybody.
Hello.
You seen him, right? I mean, come on, don't let him. Yo, I'm a member of the union, man. Why would you do this to me?
Okay. Now, did I see him escape?
I'll let you roll. I think it's I don't know if it's spout lore or discern realities, but probably spout lore.
All right, spot lore. What's the modifier for that?
You're consulting your accumulated knowledge of the events that transpired in the burning down of this tavern. Spout lore 2d6. What is it? Plus intelligence.
So I had a 6, and my intelligence is a 0.
Okay, so you can mark down a point of experience, but all you really remember about what happened is that there were tons of people pushing and shoving and causing more congestion than escape. And regardless of whether they were fat, skinny, tall, human, dwarf, you can't really put it all together. It's just a jumble in your mind.
I'm sorry, my friend. I don't know. I was all over the place. I can't help us.
And he's like, oh man, don't let him do this to me, man. I mean, you're a member of the union too. I know he's a member of the union, but look, last I seen, there was a fat dude with like this scar. I saw him. I got out of his way because he was. I don't want to mess with that. I don't want to fall under him, get crushed, and but he was pushing people over. Last I seen, he fell down the stairs. Some people went with him. There was a huge crowd. The place was burning down. Man, what do you want from me?
Which way did he go?
Which way did he go? I think we'll pause on that if you gentlemen would like to take a break to, take a bio break, gain any more drink or munchies for yourself, and we'll take 5 minutes. Sound cool?
All right. Yep.
All right, so we'll be back in 5.
Where did the fat man go? That motherfucker owes me money.
I'm trying not to laugh. It's a very difficult endeavor.
Hey, I'm playing this very serious here.
I know. I understand that. I'm finding a great deal of amusement in what's happening.
I know.
So it's. I often laugh at many things, which is making my life difficult in this painful moment. Currently.
How did you like my nightmare?
I very much enjoyed your nightmare, and I very much enjoyed that you went with the option that you did. It's a lot of cool story, story and roleplay turmoil.
Yeah, I didn't want to take the easy way out. I thought, well, let's make it
Oh,
interesting.
no. This was the easy way out.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yes. You were actually going to get another debility, which was shaky. That's why your hands were. It was a choice between waking up in a cold sweat, and you can see your hands shaking uncontrollably, and your body shivering. That's the shaky debility, which is a debility for dexterity. So you would have had both stunned and shaky. You would have had 2 debilities. Now you have none.
Oh, I thought the stun wore off.
What was that?
I thought you said the stun wore off.
No, it did.
Oh, because of the fact that the room was on fire.
Yeah, because the flame that you were containing escaped in your sleep.
Yeah, I can live with it. It's not my fault. I didn't.
So yeah. So we seem to have 4 viewers. What's up, peoples? I see, Andrews is over here chit-chatting.
That's 2 for every player we have.
That's good odds, man. That's good odds. Each of you have 2. Nobody likes me. Nobody comes over here for me, obviously. But each of you have 2 fans.
I would just like to take this opportunity to address my fans and say I did not burn the tavern down.
Okay.
Yes, I always get the blame for these things. I'm the easy target, obvious choice, right? But I didn't do it.
I
was sleeping.
It was your actions that led up to the burning down of this poor. It was run down enough as it is. It's a cheap joint,
Hey, if we're gonna start pointing fingers and laying blame, you're the GM. I think you burned the tavern down.
Hey, I gave you a choice.
Exactly. You made me choose. Therefore, it's your fault.
The choices weren't burn the tavern down and run out naked, or burn the tavern down and be mad at everyone. You could have chosen not to have the fire surrounding you.
Right. So, Brother Almond has returned.
Brother Almond has indeed returned. We have about 2 minutes left in our 5-minute break. If you'd like to take that or continue back up, let me know, because right now I'm good.
I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Okay, so what direction did he go was the question we paused at. And this patron, still, barely dressed, not having any sort of boots or anything on his feet, barefoot. He's like, look, like I said, what do you want from me? He fell down the stairs. I would only think he would run to the door. He was running people over like it was no tomorrow. And to tell you the truth, with that kind of fire, I didn't think there would be a tomorrow for me either. Okay? You could put the thing away. It's like, his hands are up and he's motioning palm outwards towards your cat of nine tails.
Brother Almond, are we sure that he got out of the building, or is there a chance he might still be in there?
Brother Alvin turns to Pyros and says as well. I didn't see anything. I believe this. Our friend here is telling the truth. We know where the man's wealth is, so if he's alive, he won't abandon that.
Okay.
I guess I ought to go into the burnt building and see if I can find his body anywhere.
All right. Well, how long are you willing to look?
Well, it sounds like, the destruction was on the second floor anyway, and he was seen falling down the stairs, so he should have gotten out alive. So I won't look for very long. I would just be expecting to find him unconscious at the bottom of the stairs or something if he's still in there. Just a few minutes.
All right. So, a few minutes goes by, and of course, you actually don't find any signs of him in the first floor. The first floor has been, cleared out. The only ones that were there were the ogres trying to put the fire out. And now that the fire is out on the second floor, and the majority of the floor, of course, is a smoldering heap. They're just trying to do work to make sure that the fire doesn't reignite from any embers or anything.
Okay. All right. So you were saying, Brother Allman, he'll probably go where his money is, right? Well, isn't that back to Shatter Peak?
Yes,
You mean here?
I believe if he would make his way back to the comforts. So yes, back to his home.
So
I would want to
I mean,
ask.
Brother Allman, are you walking around the rest of the day naked?
Is there anything in the building that you can scavenge?
I mean, there's other people's room. Your room was one of the rooms that burned down because it wasn't so far from Pyros. However, there are the other rooms. You could just
What
take.
the hell's that supposed to mean?
People's clothing.
Yes, he would. He's not for indecency by any means, so he'd try to find something. And is the chainmail ruined?
The chainmail, if you go look for it, in the smoldering heap, it would possibly be there, but many of the links are partially melted and fused together. The
Is it
mail
salvageable?
didn't melt, but yeah, if you take it to a blacksmith, they could probably hook up, break some of the fuse points. Might not be that sturdy from now on, but it's salvageable.
Okay, so we probably don't have much money. I think I'll enough for that, but I would want to keep it around so that if we do get some coins, have it fixed up. Yeah, and try to find hopefully some bedding so I can just kind of make another robe for myself, even if I just cut a hole in the middle of it and drape it over myself.
Yeah, as long as you could find a knife.
Oh, there's got to be one downstairs, right?
Yeah. You could make a robe out of your bedding. You could steal a set of clothing from one of the rooms.
Preferably bedding from the tavern, not stealing from an individual person.
All right, cool. You can steal from the tavern that just lost about half its building, and possibly business from now on. Get a piece of cloth as to wrap around your waist, drape over you, so you're in some rudimentary robes.
Yep, that works.
Do you hold on to the knife, or do you leave the knife behind that you used to tear apart the sheets?
No, I'll leave it behind.
Okay. And you have yet to commune with your god as well. So right now, you have no spells memorized.
Okay.
For the day. So both Brother Alman and Pyros, at this point in time, with the constable missing, and a suggestion that you meet with 2 times so that you can get some support, what course of action do you gentlemen take? Oh, and then there's you interrogating people with your flaming cat of 9 tails.
What are you talking about? I wasn't interrogating anybody. I was asking him a question. He answered it.
Okay.
What was in my hand, as long as I wasn't using it to hurt anybody, is irrelevant. I don't appreciate the accusations.
Pyros, if you want to talk to, what is it, Two-bit. I'm sorry, I forgot the name. I'm dumb.
Two
for-
times.
Two times. Two-bit. Two times.
Wow.
If
Oh, damn.
if you want to
You know what? For fun's sake, please roll me a Defy Danger using Will to see if your character actually slips up and calls him 2-bit in
boom.
front of the crowd.
Oh, I actually got a 10. I was hoping I kind of wanted to
Okay.
see where that went.
Okay.
Just naked and just like being belligerent.
All right. So what do you guys want? Ow. What do you guys
So
wanna
if
do?
you want to go talk to him, I'll go off in the distance, maybe a little outside, skirt of town, and go commune. And
All right, yeah, I'll go get our support.
So I gotta go back to fucking 2 times place, his offices, whatever. We're gonna need some supplies.
Yeah, his place of where he usually conducts his business, where he usually lays his head, is another tavern on the docks. There's a bunch of them.
Okay.
One of the more upscale ones. Better, more sturdier wood, better drink, better alcohol. There's some entertainment as well. So yeah, you can go to 2 times spot. He's just chilling at a table right now having breakfast.
Right, Jimmy. We need to head back to Shatter Peak as soon as possible. I was hoping you might be able to arrange some transportation.
Oh yeah, I got that. I got it over in the corner over there. As he's eating and motioning to one of the other like private booth areas, you can see a large dude sitting there, probably an ogre, along with a few other people. Oh, and there's a sack on the floor beside, a rather large sack on the floor beside them.
I'll walk over to them.
They all just turn to look at you and they're like, "Heroes, right?
Yes, I'm Pyrrhus.
Ah, you're that guy that burned down the tavern this morning. Word travels
Yes,
fast,
that was
buddy.
me.
Word travels fast.
Yeah, it's not been a great day.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that. I really am.
It would be a shame if it were to happen again.
Yeah, you're telling me. I mean, that wasn't the best of places anyway, so it's not really a big deal.
So, are we ready to set out?
Yeah. We got a. I mean, it shouldn't be. It's just like a day's walk? It's not an issue. Not one at all. Except for the fat man. I don't know if he'll be walking, but that's why we got little Timmy over here. As he laughs.
Have you seen the fat man?
Yeah, and he starts kicking the sack by the table. And after about 2 or 3 kicks, the sack starts moving, and you hear the fat man struggling inside. We didn't really want him going anywhere without us, now did we?
Where'd you find him?
He was just roaming in the streets, like screaming like a madman, crying like a little baby, like the little fat little pudgy baby. Like he looked like a big version of a fat little pudgy baby that's like crying for his mama. So he was kind of like crying for his mama. I don't know what he was crying for. I mean, it sounded to me like he was crying for his mom. And the guy's like rambling and rambling and rambling.
Right. Well, I'm glad you found him. Shall we go on our way? We'll have to pick up my companion along the road on the north. He'll be just outside of town.
Oh yeah, we ready. I mean, that's how it is, right? I tell you what. Let's he's looking around. Let's get a couple of drinks for the road, and we'll be on our way, right?
Get him to go.
Oh God. You know what? I heard you were hot-headed, and he starts giggling and like tapping a few of the other guys on the side.
What was your name?
Me? Well, we got Timmy. That right there is Joe. And I'm big man Derek. Yeah, and he's like adjusting his clothes, trying to like, yeah, you know, I got the skill and the will, right, right.
Right. We'll see. Let's be on our way.
All right, so they order another round of drinks, and they sort of scarf them down. Timmy, well, I can't spell. Timmy is like a half ogre, so he's not quite as large as an actual ogre, but he looks like he looks like a very large, defined human, or a very small, stout ogre. Right? So he's like the muscle. He's like a warrior. I have muscles. You got Timmy, John. What the hell? You don't spell John with an M. What was that? You were asking a question?
No, I was just saying, is he carrying the sack, Timmy?
Yeah, Timmy's carrying the sack. And he picks up the sack and he like hoists it over. It's a bit of a struggle because Constable Harrison is a rather rotund individual. And Johnny is kind of unassuming. He doesn't really talk. There's nothing overtly unique looking about him. And Derek just won't shut up.
Great.
Derek's got the skill and the will. The will and the skill and the will. He's Derek, the big man. He's the guy in charge. If you want something, you talk to him. He's got his buddies with him, and we're about to get this done and get paid. We're about to get paid, right?
That's great, Derek.
Because he was crying like a little baby, like a big fat little baby. Remember I mentioned the big fat little baby? He's like a big fat little baby, just not quite so little, but much more fat. But same difference. Tears on his eyes. You know how the babies are, right? And again, he's just doesn't shut up.
I say, look at him and say, do you have any fillings in your teeth? Caps and such.
Caps, fillings? Why would you ask for fillings? Fillings and caps and this kind of thing? Not so much.
I have an uncanny ability for fusing metals together. I just smile.
Oh, I got you. You're a funny guy. I mean, it wasn't so funny when you burned down the place, because that place, well, it wasn't really a good place. It was kind of a shit joint. But I don't know if that was a joke of yours. That wasn't so funny. But right now, I'm sensing that you're a funny guy.
That's what they call me.
They call you funny guy? Oh, I thought you were Piros, but yeah, funny guy. Let's go, funny guy. Yeah.
Spirits will be walking out of the place with his head in his hands. I'm not even hungover, but I feel like I am.
Yeah. So, not that you would really know this mechanically. Timmy, the half ogre, is a warrior. John, he's silent, but he's actually a protector. He's known for guarding people. And Derek, the motor mouth, is a burglar.
Okay.
So that's kind of the skill packages they have, and they all give bonuses. The way hirelings work is that with their skills, they modify what you can do.
Okay.
Like burglars, you may enjoy this. This is how it reads in the book. Burglars are skilled in a variety of areas. Most of them inflict or most of them illicit or dangerous. They are good with devices and traps, but not too helpful in the field of battle. They have experimental trap disarming. When a burglar leads the way, they can detect traps almost in time. If a trap would be sprung while the burglar is leading the way, the burglar suffers the full effects, but the players get plus skill against the trap and add the burglar's skill. We're all going to give them a skill of 2. So basically, your burglar is your point man, and
Gotcha.
entails everything that would entail. You know, warriors help you fight, burglars help you with traps.
Excellent.
Right.
And what was the third one? So we got
We
Timmy.
have Timmy.
Derek,
We have Derek
what was
the
John's
burglar.
role?
John is a protector. Protectors stand between their employer and the blades, fangs, teeth, and spells that would harm them. They have the move.
Okay.
They have 2 moves. Sentry. When a protector stands between you and an attack, you increase your armor against that attack by the defender's skill. Then reduce
Cool.
their skill by 1 until they receive healing or have time to mend. So he basically gives you some temporary armor. His second move is Intervene. When a protector helps you defy danger, you may opt to take 1 from their aid. If you do, you cannot get a +10 result. A +10 instead counts as a 7 through 9. A warrior. Warriors are not masters of combat, but they are handy with a weapon. They have a move Man-at-Arms. When you deal damage while a warrior aids you, add their skill to the damage done. If your attack results in consequence, like a counterattack, the Man-at-Arms takes the brunt of it. So all in all, these guys will definitely help you out for everything that's going to be happening in the future.
Good to know. As long as Derek doesn't talk me to death or I don't murder him in his sleep.
That is entirely a possibility.
Right, let's go north. Gotta get Brother Almond.
So you head north. Brother Almond is in his makeshift robes, which you kind of notice as being the bed sheets of the tavern you just burnt up.
All right.
And Brother Almond, though you do feel better, nobody's really had time to sit down, have a hearty meal, or pray for spells, as it were. Unless you want to be praying for spells at the edge of town, waiting for your ally.
Yeah, that was the that's why I didn't go with them, because I wanted to go alone and to do my and commune.
Okay, so you can commune. Currently, nobody's bringing any rations with them. So your gear was left burnt up in the tavern. Hyros has left his stuff in the tavern, and that burned up. So as far as gear is concerned, you're at a baseline of nothing.
God damn it.
Now, I would like one of the followers, if they can just maybe cut down a sapling, so I have a staff. Even if it's a crude rudimentary one, that'd be nice.
The actual priests are in Templeton, which is a town over.
Mm-hmm.
These little city-states are very large. They're so large that they almost intersect with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But Templeton would have to be where you would go to meet people of your faith that are helpful to you. Everyone here is, of varying faiths. Some of Dionysus, but they're more interested in the wine and women than praying and helping, as it were.
Okay. So one of the hirelings wouldn't be able to, or the followers, I should say, one of the 3 guys.
Oh,
Would they be able to just chop me down? I mean, I could if it's not,
Well,
because it wouldn't be a
Timmy-
very good weapon anyway.
Timmy is he's overly large.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like a pair of gloves on. Some very light leather armor. John has like hardened leather. Like hardened.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like lamellar armor. And Derek, he's not wearing any armor at all. Derek, has like a little knife on him. John has got like a wooden shield on his back and maybe a sword at best. And Timmy doesn't have any weapons.
All right. That's fair enough. And I don't have any money. Pyros, do you have any money?
If you did, it probably would have been burnt up in your
Yeah.
rooms with everything else.
Do you
It's
have
probably a good thing that I didn't have any then.
Yeah, because we have no rations, and more importantly, we have no wine. But we can truck on if there's nothing. There's nothing we can do. And so Brother Allen would just pick up like a really cruddy stick, a dead stick off the road that would probably just won't even be good for anything, but just to walk around with it.
All right, you could definitely find a stick. Remember that in Dungeon Worlds, your damage that you do is based on class, and that's irregardless of the weapon you use. Weapons are for style. Weapon tags may affect how the attack looks, or some of the thematic effects. But the damage you roll is the damage you roll regardless of what implement you're using.
Okay, so he has a little club then, the walking stick club.
Yeah, you find a tree. I'm guessing you walk on Brother Alman as he's praying. He's kneeling by the dragon spine highway. You figure out he's praying. Derek is running his mouth. It's like, why is your boy wearing bed sheets? What the hell is this? What kind of ragtag group you got me in? I mean, I'm a man of great profession. I do what I do, and I do it well. I don't need to be walking around with a hot head and a sheet man. What's up with the sheets? I don't understand the sheets. Timmy, you understand the sheets? I mean, that guy's talking too much. Slap the baby or something. Shut the baby up. I don't want to hear him crying. But the guy with the sheets, and again, Derek is just motor mouthing along, and he starts walking along the road with the rest of his crew, just carrying on constantly.
I turn to Pyros and I say, it's going to be a nice change for me not to be the annoying one. Thank you.
Don't thank me yet. Look over at, is it Timmy? Timmy was the half-ogre, yeah?
Timmy's the half-ogre.
I said, does he ever shut up?
Timmy just looks at you and puts his head down and starts walking. Timmy's another quiet one as well.
Right, carrying on.
What was that? Funny guy. Why would I need to shut up? I mean, I'm not really talking all that much. I mean, I'm talking for the rest of us because, we got Timmy over here. He's not the brightest bulb at the bunch. He's not the brightest sort of individual. He's a very large, very useful. He's a good guy. And he sort of slaps him really hard on the side, and his hand, sounds like it's hitting, a large wooden tree trunk. Timmy, of course, doesn't budge almost at all. Johnny over there, he's the strong, silent type too. He's a very reserved individual. I find myself having to express the emotions and the dialects of all of my intervening peoples. I don't know why you would say I shut up. I shouldn't shut up. Why should I shut up? I don't talk that much. I'm just trying
You
to...
should exercise
The silent side of yourself, and you may find more strength within.
The silent side of myself. I exercise the silent side of myself. Do you know my profession? Do you know my profession? I wouldn't get much done if all I did was talk all the time. I mean, sometimes you gotta know when to take it easy. I know when to take it easy. This is not a time where I could take it easy because we don't need to take it easy, Unless you need to take it easy. Do you need to take it easy, funny guy? Because after you burnt down the place, I think you wasn't taking it too easy. Maybe you should take it easy before somebody gets hurt. I'm just trying to say. And again, he's just really carrying on. He turns around and he keeps talking to the other two. Keep carrying on as they're walking forward. It's this direction, right? It's this direction. Let's go. And he's just really carrying on.
Brother Alman, I may have to kill that man before this trip is over.
Yeah, so with all the walking and all the heat, this is one of the few times where Brother Alman's like actually sober, and now he has to deal with this and so he's just completely miserable. And he would usually advise against that, but now he just kind of just keeps his head down low.
All right. So you're heading back to Shadow Peak, correct?
Yep, along this bloody dragon spine.
All right. Now, remember undertake a perilous journey roll There seems to be
Vaguely.
only 2 of you here. So only 2 spots can actually be filled because these are our player spots. Um, so the spots, if we read these right again, are Quartermaster, Trailblazer, and Scout. The Quartermaster has to deal with rations. Um,
And
the
we don't have any,
Scout,
right?
yeah, the Trailblazer has to deal with time, and the Scout has to deal with danger. Currently, you don't have any rations at all. The 3 accompanying you were told to hurry up, so they just took some drinks, scarfed them down, and I mean, it's only a day's walk, right? They'll be there by dinner time. They might be a bit hungry, but hey, whatever, right? And you gentlemen lost all of your gear in this mysterious fire that consumed your temporary domiciles.
It's a very unfortunate event.
Now, I think in this case, Pyros, you have a lot more firepower. On it.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard you say.
Haha. And so maybe I should take point, because I think you'd be a lot better off at saving me than I would be at saving you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So what does that mean? You're gonna be
The scout?
So,
But I think like Brother Alman would just start singing and walking down the road by himself. I think that's how he would scout, and then see if anything reacts to him. And this would be discussed with Pyros beforehand. So, do you have? Well, what do you think about that?
Yeah, sure. I'm open to suggestions. We can try something.
All right. Well, so I mean if you're all right with that plan.
I'll go along with it.
All right. Can I try to cure wounds on myself, on my poor little
yes.
almonds?
Yes, you can. It's of course the 2d6 roll, your spellcasting roll, and you tell me what you get.
Okay. Well, I got a 5, and so I got a 7.
So you got a 7 total.
Yeah.
Okay, and the 7 to 9 I think is a little different, right? For
7
cleric.
to 9, but choose one. You draw unwelcome attention, or put yourself in a spot. The casting distance from your spells, deity. Do I get to choose these, or do you want to choose one?
Well, it was a success. So yeah, you draw unwelcome attention. Your casting distances from your deity. So you take -1 ongoing until the next time you commune for the rest of the day, until you actually do another commune with your god. You take a -1 to all your spell casting rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Or after it's cast, the spell is revoked by your deity, and you cannot cast again until you commune.
Okay.
Since you got a 7, I'll let you choose.
Well, I'm gonna have to do with the unwelcome attention, which,
Okay,
considering that I'm taking point, might not be good.
You draw unwelcome attention. Now roll your healing amount and heal up that much.
Do you add your modifier in this edition? So it is only.
It's your roll.
I'm gonna get an 8. So I am on full. I'm back to 21.
All right, that's beautiful. So, if you would like to describe how you're healing your poor little almonds while you're taking point, going out the scout roll during this journey, feel free.
So you probably would have just like sat down beforehand, and just being a disgusting human, he would have kind of like lied down on the ground, and he just would have pulled his robes up, and not even done this in privacy, and just be kind of like laying on hands onto his thighs and around his fat gut, and so the burns would have kind of decreased, and probably would still have some marks there.
All right, wonderful. But will you roll me your scout roll, since you're the one
Absolutely.
taking points? Which, yeah, go ahead, roll it, and we'll see what happens.
I got a 9, and then is it Dex?
No.
Okay, so I got.
It's just wisdom. Wait. Yeah, it's 2d6 plus wisdom.
Okay, well then I got 11. And I'm still sick, right?
You're still sick.
Okay.
But that has to do with Constitution rolls.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
So what position is what you call taking Pyros?
So the remaining was quartermaster or what was the other one?
Trailblazer. Trailblazer. Basically, it's for the amount of time. I mean, it's a fairly straightforward road.
Yeah.
I mean, the road twists and turns, but you're pretty much setting up the pace and the marching order for everyone to make sure you get to where you're going in a single day. Within good time.
Yeah, I'll do that one. What's that roll for?
They're all plus wisdom.
Oh. 8.
You got an 8 total?
Yep, 8.
All right, so you get there. You would get to where you're going in time. And as the scout, Brother Almond, you do notice that off to the edges where the woods begins, though this is still fairly early in the day, it's coming up on high noon, so there are plenty of shadows cast straight downward by the trees and the bushes that were cleared away from the roads on either side paralleling the Dragon Spine. And since the Dragon Spine is a highway, you're elevated, you see like dozens of eyes, dozens upon dozens of eyes, light glinting off of them in the shadows cast by the midday's sun.
Alright, so he just stops dead. He's singing a little prayer under his breath and just walking down the middle of the road. He sees this and he just stops dead in his tracks, and he just turns around to go warn his companions.
And how does he warn his companions?
Because I think, am I within sight of them being a highway?
Yes.
Okay, then I
they're not that you're taking point, but while Pyros is busy trying to keep the chatterbox and everyone else in step, making sure everyone is keeping up pace and following his pace that he's setting, which is a fairly decent pace, not very fast, fairly decent. You're walking that pace with them, but you're more concerned with watching the sides, looking behind you, making sure you're not ambushed by anything. So this is why you were able to see these eyes.
So it's just going to be just kind of like a physical signal, just kind of like waving his arms, not having no kind of military knowledge or training. It's kind of just a spastic movement, and he's going to point over that way where he saw the eyes.
All right, wonderful. If you would do me a favor, and tell me how you react as several streams of very viscous white stuff fires from the bushes, and the rest of your allies turn just in time to see this. And they're firing towards your direction.
He's probably just gonna start screaming and try to like just flop on the ground, almost like in a few, like trying to kind of dodge, but letting gravity do the work.
All right. So if you would roll me a defy danger using dexterity.
And I got a 4, modified.
Wow. Okay. Well, experience is the greatest of teachers, isn't it? And you gained quite a point of experience right now. So add a point of experience to your character sheet, and please describe to me the agony of getting shot with. Roll a d6 for me to see how many of these actually shoot you.
I got 3.
Getting shot with 3 streams of acidic webbing.
Oh, I mean, brother, hey, the first one, I can see him kind of like making this even worse for himself. Maybe like the first one hit his arm, his hand went up his arm, and then as he was rolling into it, trying to dodge, another one just hit him on the side of the neck. and then as he's flopping on the ground, his legs are flying up in the air, and one just shoots right up his robe, and
Oh,
and
poor
he's
guy.
just like now screaming, and then one to put on a brave face. He's letting the world know how much pain he is in right now.
Now this is the really unfortunate part. Please roll me a d6 for each web you got hit.
All right, so the first two, I got a 1 and a 5, and for the third, I got 2, so 8
So-
total.
So 8 total damage is what you suffer as this bed sheet and your flesh begin to burn away.
And I'm naked again.
Well, you won't have to be completely naked, but so Pyros, in those moments, you saw the webs firing towards your friend brother Alman.
Oh shit.
What do you do in response? You now see you knowing the sound of crackling fire and sizzling flesh, see no fire, smell no fire, but you do hear in like the quietness in between your heartbeats, Brother Alman's flesh sizzling and burning.
Well, I will call for action. Spiders, and I will try to direct the attention of my companions to Brother Alman. And I will recklessly charge ahead to see if I can pull Brother Alman out of the fire one more time and see if he's still alive.
All right, so you go to Brother Alman's defense. Derek is like, what the hell, Spike? Yo, check what I do. I'm really good at this. I'm really good. He starts running towards the tree line. And he's like, come on, guys. Watch this. Let's go. And, Timmy drops the sack with Constable Harrison inside. And, sack lands with a oof, escaping it. He just runs towards the tree line, right beside him. John is running right beside him. He draws his sword and flips his shield around. And Derek, yelling for them, charge! Turns around to you. He's like, see, I told you, I got the skills. And he's not partaking in anything. He's just, again, running his mouth. I got the skills. You see, my guys right here, I don't even need to get involved. They'll handle it. So the two of them run into the tree line, and as they do, the streams, these viscous streams of, like, they seem to be webbing, but they're a little stickier than you would expect right now, and a lot thicker. Start to pull at Brother Alman. They grow taut and start going into the bushes.
Oh, well, this is gonna have to be quick then. I don't really have anything to do that with, do I? Not really. Alright, I'm going to have to try to do the Burning Brand again. Let's see. First I got to roll that D10 plus con, or sorry, 2D6 plus con. Deesh, that's not good. That's a 6.
A 6 total?
Yeah, a 6. I think it just fails, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it just fails. You do manage to get a point of experience, so you can add that on. Does it say anything when your Burning Brand fails, or do I get to do my usual?
Just says on 10 plus I choose 2 tags, on 7 and 9 I choose 1. That's all it says.
Ooh, child. Okay, so you call your fire to hand, and you can see your hand getting red hot, like if it's about to go off, and your hand just begins to smoke, and the smoke flies up into your face, and your hand is smoking profusely, just generating smoke.
Oh, wait, this has never happened before. It's cold in here.
And Brother Alman, unfortunately for you, you can feel your flesh, which is partially melted and feels nearly fused with this webbing, pulling away from your body, and then the force starting to pull you and drag you across the stone bricks of the dragon's spine.
All right. So, can I try to make a strength check to rip my flesh off and free myself?
You can defy danger utilizing strength.
All right. 12 modified to a 13.
Oh, that is beautiful. You you rip these things off, and you do so well that you slap them off quickly enough that you only take a single point of damage for each one you rip off. So that's only 3 points of damage.
Oh, outstanding.
And they fly free into the air as they getting dragged back.
Does the robe go with him?
The rogue? No, the rogue he's got his back turned to whatever's going on in the tree line. Oh, the robe?
Garments.
No, it melted a hole away, so they're not even stuck to the garments.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, inside the tree line, you can see once in a while Timmy's large gloved fist like break through some of the larger areas in the darkness, and like pummel back in. You don't see Johnny really at all. There's just too much silhouettes from the cast shadows from the canopies deeper in. But you do hear the commotion. Yeah, you know.
What do you say, Pyros? Do we go in there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ah.
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. You can go in there if you want, but I'll tell you what I'll do for you. I'll tell you what I do. Being of such willpower and skill, I'll take care of your little guy over here. He walks over to the sack and starts slapping it. Don't worry. He's fine. He's dandy. He's under my care. Go right ahead. Go straight through.
Okay, well that's one less thing we have to worry about.
And you still hear a scream coming from behind the deeper into the tree line.
Alright. Brother Alman grabs his little makeshift club and he waddles off into the trees as fast as he can.
Alright, and Pyros?
Yeah, I'm going to try to conjure a weapon again.
Okay, you try to
Since
conjure
I'm
a weapon
unarmed
again.
here at the moment.
Your hand is still smoking profusely. It's just that you're in the open air that the smoke is not building up.
Yeah, like I told you, this never happens. It's just the weather. That's a lot better. That's a 7. Well, 7 that actually still succeeds, though, doesn't it?
It still succeeds, but you only get to add one.
Choose
add
one tag.
Yeah.
So let's see. Fiery, touch, dangerous, and 3 uses. And I will... What does the hand tag do? What does that mean?
I can't. Your weapon. I guess your weapon is your hand. I gotta find the emulator.
No, that's not good. I'll go with thrown near.
Ooh, you can throw your weapon.
Yeah, so it's like kind of like fireball type things or something, you know, little
Alright,
juggling
cool.
balls of fire.
Okay.
So you do not remove the dangerous tag. And because you do not remove the dangerous tag, now that you've summoned like this little flame in your hand that you can toss about, you see that the smoke has grown in its thickness and in its it's no longer like a white gray smoke. It is a deep dark black smoke, and the embers are flying upward as well.
I think Brother Elman, as he's running through, he's got to try to look over his shoulder to kind of keep an eye on where everyone is. And I'd like to cast Bless on Pyros, if that is possible, before he can get there.
Sure.
That looks dangerous. Be careful with that. I got 11. And so very similar to like how he did before, except now he doesn't have the wine, but he still just goes through the exact same motions, like he's pantomiming a bottle that he's drinking and spitting it and kind of doing it and shouting an explanation to Dionysus, and then going back into the woods. So, Pyros, you have a +1, I believe. Yes. +1 ongoing.
For the fight.
Yep.
Now,
Okay, for what? Just for attack rolls, or?
I think it's the rolls, period.
Cool. +1 for the fight. Good to know.
So yeah, you guys break through the tree line, and like I said, you heard screaming. So, your choice. Please tell me which one of either Timmy or John is missing, and which one is running deeper into the woods to get them.
Well, I think the big guy would have been harder to take down. And so he might be trying to rescue his friend.
Okay, so Johnny, the one wearing the hardened leather, is no longer there. You see Timmy, large, sort of just barreling through the woods, picking up rocks as he's going and trying to throw them at whatever is in the distance. And you're continually still hearing screams of agony and pain.
Yeah, Brother Alvin does not like that. So he's trying to go in further.
Okay, you
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
God bless you, brother.
Thank
You
you.
know, of course, you go in further. You're running through everything, and I would like. Well, first, let me ask Pyros. Pyros, what are you doing as well? Just curious.
I'm just pressing on. Grim determination. The screams don't bother me so much. I hear them every night in my sleep anyway.
All right, beautiful. With the two
So I'm
of
just
you,
kind of tossing this ball of fire back and forth between my hands, looking for a target.
all right, with the two of you, first, please roll me dexterity-based defy danger, as you're running from above you, streams of firing downwards.
2. Modified 2.
God.
He's a
I got
little
10.
fat guy. He can't run very well.
You got a 10?
Yep.
Okay, so Pyros, you can describe for us how you're dodging all of these streams, going back and forth, and what do you feel like? How do you react when you see that again caught by these streams of this acidic webbing? Your friend, Brother Almond, is, and I'll describe what happens to Almond soon.
Yeah, so I'm just like kind of dodging these things, ducking, behind one tree, and then I see another one coming, so I roll around the other side of the tree, and I'm moving from tree to tree, trying to, get away from these strands. And then I see Brother Almond getting tangled up in them again. And I think, God damn it. And I momentarily think about setting Brother Almond on fire, and I say, no, that's not going to help. And I will try to look. Okay, is he caught by more than one, or?
All right, if you're done with your description, I'll describe what happens to Brother.
Yep, that's my description anyway. So.
All right, wonderful, Brother Almond. You were caught by a spray. It wasn't like a concentrated, very long, very large, thick, viscous web. It's a spray, so the webbing actually fans out, and all of its tiny little tendrils catches you right up on your back. Please roll a d6 for the acidic damage that you're taking.
5.
Oh God. Okay, you take 5 points of damage, and you can feel that this is lifting you off the floor as Brother Almond gets swung towards a tree branch and drug up into the canopy, into the shadows of the canopy.
All right. I would like to try to tear out of it again, if that's possible, or if it's just in a position where I can't.
This one is. It depends, because like I said, it's all over you now. It's your entire back. There's small strands, but you're They're literally like just a few inches apart each one, and they all go back to a central point. But if you want to break out, please tell me how are you trying to break out?
He's probably just to kind of roll, just back and forth, almost like a fish being flopped and flopping around on a hook, almost as he's being pulled up, just kind of violently jerking from one side to another. And
All right. You're not tearing this off. So your choice of either dexterity or constitution, to defy danger.
all right. I think I'll go with Constitution instead of the negative.
All right. Well,
One.
you have a -1 to all constitution rolls because of your sickness.
Yep, because he had a 15, so
All right. Beautiful.
no. So he had the +1 and -1. So the straight roll is an 11.
Ooh. So you can describe to me how you grit your teeth and just flop and feel every one of these things pull away.
Brother Elman, he's still a soft man, so he's kind of like tears are coming down his face. As he's obviously in a horrendous amount of pain. He's bleeding all over the place, and he's not looking. It's almost like he's barely able to stand, and he's just almost in this panic. As just adrenaline fills him, and he's able just to keep thrashing back and forth, and almost starting to swing like a pendulum as he goes up, until he finally these strands give way, and he just hits the ground.
Pyros, how do you respond to what just happened? You have Timmy, the very large individual, running deeper into the forest. You hear the screams of pain and agony of what obviously is John. Both Constable Harrison and Derek are back by the road. Your ally was caught by webs. Yet again, his flesh burning away, sizzling. He's screaming and crying, flopping around until he eventually falls to the ground. What does Pyros do?
Can I see the spider that had him?
You can see the shadow up in the canopy. There's several
How far
shadows,
away
but
is
there's definitely one large, just a few paces behind you.
Yeah.
He's with it. You could throw your bolt because I know that's
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
going towards.
Oh yeah, definitely. Gonna throw the. Gonna try to anyway. So what is that roll then? That's an attack roll. So let me see here.
I don't know if
I get to use my intelligence as my modifier.
okay, so it's kind of like a volley, but with your intelligence
Mm-hmm.
because it's thrown.
Yeah, I get to use intelligence instead of my strength or dex in regards to making attacks with this weapon.
Yeah. All right, no problem. Go for it.
For feck's sake.
Is there any kind of a reroll mechanic?
No.
No? Alright, well with my +2, I got a 5.
You got a 5. So at the very least, you did gain a point of experience.
Ding, 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 ding. Level up, level up, level up.
Yeah, but as your bolt, your bolt finds its mark and does indeed hit a shadow, but it was only a shadow of a large cluster of branches, and a few feet away, you see the rest of what's left of the webbing going up into another shadow.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled with myself right now, but okay.
And Timmy is going deeper and deeper into the woods, further and further, and slowly getting out of view.
Do I follow him and leave Brother Allman behind? No, I'm not going to leave Brother Allman behind.
Well, what does Brother Allman do?
So he's kind of seeing Timmy get pulled off. He really can't stand seeing other people in pain, so he's going to try to get to it. And he just burrow down into the woods again. He would like to try to heal himself. He's maintaining bless, so he's got the -1.
Well, you have a total of -2 because of your roll before. Oh no! You drew unwanted attention. That's correct. My mistake.
All
You only have
right. So
-2. Sorry.
I have my total comes to a +1,
Okay.
and so an 8. So I still get another negative,
So
and
it's
I
something
can't use
that
the same one, right?
it's your choice. You can still draw unwanted attention
Oh,
to you.
I don't think I'm going to survive unwanted attention.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take another -1. So yeah, so now I'll have the -2 total, and I'll gain 7 hit points.
Okay. So you're running deeper into the woods. Is Pyros following, or is he following Brother Almond?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I'm not gonna let him go.
All right.
He's about the only friend I have in the world right now. So
Oof, okay. That's a great friend to have. So Brother Almond running deeper into the woods after Timmy, who is running after his screaming compatriot. The sound echoing in your head. It's an obvious agony. Brother Almond, laying hands upon himself, his
can I
sizzling
kind of
flesh, relaxing.
call
Yes,
out
what do you
as
like
we're
to do?
running?
Yes.
I just call out as I'm running. I'm just gonna say, Timmy, leave him, forget him, he's gone.
Oh, that's perfect. With Pyros screaming out, Timmy, leave him, forget him, he's gone. We screen wipe over to the stone road, the dragon spawn highway, the sack that holds Constable Harrison and Derek, this overly chatty motor mouth. You can see that the sack is actually halfway down the constable. His neck burned from the heat of Pyros morphing his chains. His chains still around his neck. He's haggard. He's tired. The redness in his cheeks from crying. His hair is messed up. Uh, he's looking right at Derek, and you simply hear Derek, "How much?" And we end it there.
I think Derek just took a bribe.
So, if really quick, we can do the end of session stuff. First
Yeah.
question is: do either of you think you resolved any bonds?
Not this guy.
Okay. Do you think you worked towards your alignment in any way?
I think that I did. I mean, I'm good. Endanger yourself to heal others. I think with the fire,
Did you
hopefully.
heal anyone besides yourself?
Well,
So is it?
save as many people as he
Yeah,
could.
I was hoping more like if we could just go with he put himself in danger for others.
What does it
But
say?
if you want to go straight off of it, no, he didn't heal anybody.
Well, you did take damage. I could have taken you out, so fuck it. Yeah. Take a point of experience for your good alignment.
Thank you.
How about your alignment? Ian?
Spread a dangerous new idea.
Oh, you didn't spread any
Well-
dangerous idea.
No, not really. No.
Uh,
In fact, if anything, Brother Almond was more connected to me because he had suggested leaving the guild or the what was it called, the union.
yeah, well, that was Brother Almond, though, right?
Exactly, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a pretty dangerous idea, but it wasn't you that did it.
No.
I would have
So
stuck
let's-
off like a coward. I wasn't gonna be brave
Let's
about it
move
either.
to the end of session stuff. The end of session questions. Did you learn something new and important about the world?
I can't say I did. How about you?
Well, I learned that immolators can spontaneously burn down buildings around them while they sleep and have nightmares.
That's good to know. You
I
might,
don't know if
you might want to get
that's
yourself a
something
tent.
that important about the world. I mean, you were holding on to this fire since the first session.
No, important about the world? No.
That we gotta stop traveling on this road.
No.
That's something new and important about yourself, maybe, but. All right, how about this? Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
I don't think we even got a single kill in this one, right?
I don't think you overcame. You don't need to kill to overcome an enemy.
Right. But no.
But it has to be like overcoming them in some way, shape, or form.
only
There's an enemy there, but you're kind of running away from it, so I really don't think that would count as overcome.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think we did. Nope. We sucked.
The only thing I could think of, and this isn't good enough, would be just the ripping flesh off of himself to escape. I think that was a pretty bad situation, but
Yeah, you survived. That was
Yeah.
bad. Okay, I'm not gonna laugh. I'm not gonna laugh. And lastly, this is another question that I think the answer is a no. Is did we loot a memorable treasure?
No.
Which is no. So, tallying your experience up, how much experience do you guys have?
I have 8.
I have 7.
You have 7. So, as soon as you get a chance to make camp or rest, Ian, you can level up. You spend the 8, you go down to 0, and then you get to level 2. You're 1 point away from leveling Mr. Brother Alman, Phil. So if you gentlemen, would like to, again, introduce yourselves and plug any online endeavors that you wish, I'll start with Ian.
Yep. I'm Ian. I had a good time playing the game. Come check out my channel, Fantastic Dimensions. See lots of games being played over there.
Nothing to plug, but another great game. Thank you for running it.
No problem. I enjoy running it. Every game I take part in Dungeon World, I find myself liking it more and more. With that said, everybody that's watching, everybody that will watch, you know who the hell I am because you're here watching me. But if you would like to hop over to the Facebook group, One Shot RPG group, go over there, check it out, and run some games. We have plenty of people that want to play games, but please feel free, feel so inclined to run some games. Don't worry about the system. We have quite a few of us that like to experiment in new systems. So, there's that. Until next time, until next week, I'll see you ladies and gents. Later. Peace.